days away, and I know you're all thinking about those desserts along with that turkey. Well, there are a lot of people that don't care for maybe a pumpkin pie or the pecan pie or the sweet potato pie or all the extra fancy, real rich desserts or all the extra cookies, stuff that I used to make all the time, you used to make all the time. So I thought I'd share a very special dessert that I enjoy with you that doesn't have near the effect on your body as all those pies. Well, we're going to stuff a peach, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. So let's get started. First of all, I do have 4 peaches in a dish right here. These are canned peaches. You could use whole, fresh, but if you do, they really do have to be very, very, very fresh, very, very, very ripe to use them. So if you can get them, you know, go ahead. But these are, you know, cling peaches, and you can buy organic cling peaches that are have like this. So here we go. I have 2/3 of a cup of slivered almonds here. I prefer to use the slivered almonds. I think they fill the peach nicer. You can use other ones if you want, but you will have to chop them up, you know, pretty fine. It's like I said, it's 2/3 of a cup or 3 ounces. What we're going to do is have clean hands, and then we're just going to crumble these up with our hands as well as you can get them. You know, the smaller the better, because it is, you know, it's not that easy to fill these peaches, and you'll see. But, I mean, I can taste this dish already. It's so yummy. I use this, you know, for entertaining, you know, nice, you know, for entertaining really nice meals or a family meal. I use it for anything. But anyway, here we go. We have them just about chopped good enough. You know, the best thing to do is I have taken these. I keep my nuts in the freezer, and it's easier to crush these up if you've had them in the freezer. I had taken these out and I put them here preparing my stuff for this tutorial. So these are a little harder. They get a little slippery. But if they were just out of the freezer, they're a lot easier to, you know, to crunch up here. Now to these almonds, we're going to add just a pinch of ginger. Now, you know, I do two things. The original recipe is to use ginger, but I also use a pinch of nutmeg in place of it, just because I love nutmeg. Now, the other 2 things, this is all the ingredients are, the other 2 things we're going to use here is we have 2/3 of a cup of, not 2/3, I'm sorry, it's a tablespoon of I think this is the right one. Look, they're so close to color, I can't tell which one I put here. No, this is it. We're going to use a tablespoon of the peach juice that comes, you know, in the can. If you're using a fresh peach, go ahead and grab something else if you have it, you know, in the house. Any really kind of juice. If you have a little apple juice, if you have, you know, even a little pineapple juice, a little, you know, whatever you might have. But anyway, so this is a tablespoon of the peach juice. Then to that we are going to put in a tablespoon of rum. Now, this happens to be coconut rum that I'm using. I like it because it's got a lot more flavor. You can use any kind of rum, any of the flavored rums, except don't use the dark rum. You know, really you should use the light rum. So in that goes, you know, in here. And then all we're going to do is we're going to mix this up. You'll see it's nice and wet, nice and moist. And the other thing I wanted to tell you too, you know, like if you're serving this and families around and so forth, and you've got little kids around, you can do the same thing for the kids. Just don't put the rum in it, unless you want the kids to have, you know, the rum. Just do extra amount of the juice. So if you're doing, you know, 1 tablespoon of the peach juice, then go ahead and do, you know, 2 tablespoons of the peach juice, you know, for the kids. I always find that if you serve the kids the same way you serve the adults, you know, there's always the kids table and there's always the adults table. And the adult table always looks a little more exciting because it's usually you've got the better dishes on it and you've got, you know, you got a little more pizzazz to it. I always like to make the kids table just as bright and just as nice as, you know, the adult table. And you can do that with the kids too. And you know what? They behave better. Give the fancier things you give the kids, the better they behave. That's my opinion. Anyway, we've got this all mixed up here. And what we're going to do now is we have our peaches right here. Let's move these over and get ourselves a little more room here. And we're going to put these almonds in the peach. Now, they're going to go all over the place more than likely. You know, it's kind of funny. When you get a can of peaches, you know, sometimes you might get 4 peaches. Sometimes you might get 5. You know, you never know. If you look at the can, it tells you it's a serving, the small can. I find that the bigger can is harder to find, especially in the organic. But anyway, you know, it tells you it has 3.5 servings. Well, I'm never too sure where that other half a serving is. But anyway, but sometimes I get 4 peaches. They're a little bit smaller. Sometimes I get the big ones, you know, like these are. And I use all this up. I don't waste an almond here. I get it all of it. I'm going to use all of it. Not going to waste any of it. These little crispy almonds come out into the, you know, after it's been baked. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Shoot, I forgot to tell you. You know, you got to get that oven set for 350. And because we are going to bake these for 15 minutes. So these are nice and full. And I'm going to grab these almonds here and put them on top. This guy right here looks like he might want a few more. So I'm going to fill those in like that. So you'll see how fast. I mean, didn't that go fast? Now we've got that going. Okay, whoops. I didn't grab my towel down here. I need something for my hand. So now the only thing we have to do now is put a little bit of honey. Original recipe, of course, called for all kinds of, you know, brown sugar and so forth on top. And of course you could do that if you want. But it's not the healthier way. I always say we have choices, you know, and this is a better choice. Just a little, you know, you don't have to put a whole lot. You don't have to put it, well, you should put some, you know, just a little dab. But anyway, so now we're ready to take this to the oven, and then I'm going to show you how we put this all together. Okay, be ready. Okay, here we are. They're out of the oven and they look delicious. The best way to serve these is to serve them warm, but you can, you know, serve them cold, you know, if you want. But I enjoy them much better when they're warm. Okay, so all we do, and I enjoy serving things in glasses like this. I have so many glasses. I have so many dishes and stuff, you know, for entertaining, because I've entertained my whole life and have always enjoyed it. And the other thing too that I usually like to do is I like to put a little doily on the bottom here, but I didn't have any. So we don't have one there. I should have thought of it ahead of time for this tutorial, but like I say, I wanted to make it for you, and I know my schedule this week and everything, so I knew I had to get it going today if I was going to show it to you. But anyway, so we're going to take one of our peaches and put it in the glass. Now, let me tell you something. If you have a person who is loves the rum and they don't, you know, and you want to serve that to them, you know, then go ahead. What you can do is you can put just a little drop more in the bottom of their glass. Now, with the kids, you know, if you made something for them, do the same thing. Put a little peach juice, you know, right in the bottom of their glass. So let's put a peach right on top of that. This is all we do. Don't they look yummy? Put those few extra little almonds on there too. So good. And almonds are so good for you, you know. Anyway, put a few extra there. And now you have a choice of 2 different things on top of this. As you know, I don't do dairy. So, and I don't know if you're aware, but I want to make it aware because I've told a lot of people about it. Ready Whip now makes a non-dairy almond thing in one of those cans, you know, and it's really good. The only thing I want to point out to you is when they first came out with it, oh, it was terrible because you would spray, you know, and then the next time you went, you couldn't use it, even though you shook it and did what they told you couldn't use it. Well, they've changed their, I don't know what you want to call it, their apparatus, whatever that's on the top of it, and now what they make you do is put the can in some warm water, like the end of the can. I wish I had one to show you, and I was going to, but once again, I knew I had to do the tutorial today or else I wouldn't get a chance, and I haven't been to the grocery store. But anyway, so what you do is you will put that part of that can, you know, and read the back of it. You get it warmed on the bottom, then you shake it up just a few times, you spray, and it's very, very, very good. And like I say, it's non-dairy. And then, you know, before you put it back in the refrigerator, you just, you know, hit the top of it, you know, with some warm water. So I hope that explains it. But for those of you who do not mind the dairy, what we do is we do put a big dollop of whipped cream, and that's way too big of a dollop, but a dollop of whipped cream, you know, on top. And anyway, it's just, they're very, very good to, very, very good to go. So this is what I wanted to show you. And once again, let me grab my towel. I don't know why I can't keep my towel with me today, but anyway, so this is what they look like, and really they are delicious. I also didn't get myself a spoon to taste this, and I don't even have to taste it. I can tell you before I taste it, I know how delicious it is. Anyway, take a little bite here, you get a little cream, and get some of the peach. He's falling down, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, he is ready to go in my mouth. You know, there we go. Like any good dessert, they fall down on you when you try and eat them. Ooh, let me taste this. Mmm. Mmm. It really is so good. Mmm. Sorry to be talking with my mouth full, but it is so good. You know, the combination of those nuts with, you know, that little bit of juice on it and a little bit of rum on it, and the baked peach, oh my gosh, and the cream tastes good, you know, on it too. I have to take 2 bites. I guess you never really see me take 2 bites, do you? But anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take another one. Mmm. Guess what? When I turn the camera off, I'm going to eat the rest of it. It is super, super delicious. Anyway, it's a great dessert to have. It doesn't have, you know, everything in it, like, you know, the flour consumption you're going to be getting from your pies and all the cookies and that type of thing. You know, that flour consumption, you know, gives you a sugar high, and, you know, then your body keeps wanting more. But anyway, I hope you try it. Trust me, it's really, really good. So, until I see you next time, siate felici. Bye-bye now.